my nation, welcome back. Well, it seems like, let me check something quick, just making sure you're recording that time. Yeah, so it turns out this time that the steam machine is actually taking double. So we'll be here today. It is what it is, you know. It's a first, but, well, not really. It's not a first, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? So we're just gonna be speed walking now. 5 speed? Yeah. Feel pretty, what is it? Sorry today. Uh, Apparently, I honestly, no. To be honest, I kind of analyzed what I did yesterday with AI. Apparently, with the power in Satisfactory, we actually can fix it. There's like a thing called the awesome sink. I need to test that today. I tested that today, and we actually might be good on power if that thing exists. Apparently, there's an item which is basically a rubbish bin in Satisfactory, and that would allow us to have lots of power because it will empty out the storage units. So I gotta set it up. That'll be pretty good. Is there anything else to talk about? Yesterday we literally just spent like 5 hours on trying to get the aluminum. We got what we wanted. It's just I probably just need a tiny bit more silica. So I'm gonna have to actually get some mining from the quartz and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to probably just get, since the quartz is actually quite close to us, I'm probably just gonna get like a long conveyor belt or something because building a road in that cave is not. I'll see about it. But I'm pretty sure I could just get a conveyor belt to it. But first I need to work on power. So yeah, today should be pretty simple, I think. Oh no, there's like sulfur apparently. I'll say about it. Actually, no, I should probably think about it now. How do I want to transfer materials? How do I want to redirect the base? How am I going to use trains efficiently? Well, power is going to be one thing. It should be easy. I haven't even checked golden hour today yet. Let me check what the golden hour actually is. We haven't actually seen the golden hour today at all. Okay, golden hour is actually not that bad. Well, it's not that bad where we are. It's not bad where we are. It's actually not that many. It is actually increasing somehow. It's somehow increasing today. Hmm. Oh, completely different to yesterday. Yesterday was pretty much golden hour, just me and one one normal one. Actually, I think this camera can see it, but the regular usually just goes over there where the bike is. You know. Yeah, yesterday was down an hour, but we didn't even say much, did we? Crap, wasn't I thinking about my factory? Yeah, because I know we're going to be doing sulfur soon. So how do I want to do it? Do I want to bring sulfur via train or truck? Probably, probably truck. It might be truck, but I might have to rework the. It looks like God knows actually getting minus even more. It's the first time I've seen more come in than out. Right, so for the sulfur, I need to have a look at what sulfur requires. You know, yeah, I'll see what the sulfur requires first. It really depends because I don't really mind bringing the sulfur. I know I don't really mind building an alternate base. I'll see about it. I'll see what it requires first. It really depends on what it requires first, right? We don't even know if. Yeah, we don't know. We don't. Well, what I do know is it probably needs water. So, yeah, just depends, right? But most likely you're probably gonna use a truck with a sulfur. Yeah, because currently the train in that base is kind of blocking like half the road. No, it is blocking the road, so I might rework that as well. Matter of fact, I think I might be trying to destroy that constructor, no, the constructor blueprint. I probably will destroy it. You know, that blueprint I crafted, where it's like a two-layer of constructors. That worked in the early game when we had to mass make items, but now that we have so many more variations, it's not working. So we don't need it anymore. So it's probably time to destroy it. It is what it is. So today is just going to be what? Work on the power, see if the awesome sync actually works or not. Then probably destroy that entire blueprint and either make a train station or some kind of truck station. Just depends. 14. Remember that 14. Is this clean over here? It's pretty clean over here. You're coming down with me. Water down here. We're back. We're back. 14, 30 minus 14, 16. So, yeah. We'll just move down further. It is what it is. 16. I wasn't expecting the golden hour to approach my 9 o'clock so fast. That's fine. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? Oh well. Now we're over here. But 16 minutes. 15 minutes. We're chilling now. I can talk again. Turns out that the 9 o'clock just went like one. It's okay. I purposely left this gap here just if that happened, so then I could move. Because if I started here and that happened, then I'd be trapped. It is what it is. Okay, I know. I'm still thinking about that method. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Nah, nah, I don't know. I can't necessarily determine what we want to do yet. However, when it comes to the, I'll think about it. I can't really determine what I'm gonna do with the sulfur yet, unless I see like what the refinery needs, you know. Because it's either I bring materials to the sulfur or I bring the sulfur to us. It depends. Like for example, with the backside, we had to bring the backside to us because it required water, you know. But when it comes to the sulfur, I have zero idea what it requires. I need to see it first. And when it comes to the base, I might yeah rework some things. Probably yeah destroy the blueprint that I made, the constructor blueprint. Probably destroy it and either build like the railway station there or something. And when it comes to the quartz, probably rework where the train goes. Yeah, and rework how the train moves things. Because currently the way our system works is that yeah the train's gonna fill up too easily. Too much, too much like store like it's yeah it's gonna. I'll see about it. Definitely gonna have to move some stuff around there. There's literally nothing to talk about. I don't know what else to talk about. Like, there's nothing to say in this factory. I just need to like think about, yeah, you know, because our base right now is a bit, there's some kind of traffic jam, I think. Yeah, so probably need to rework the train. Yeah, because like the only problem with the current setup we have is that over time the train's gonna either have too much coal or too much backside. I'll see about it. I might need some babysitting, but also I do need quartz, which is probably going to be connected to the train. The quartz is probably going to be connected to the train. Yeah, it's a bit messy. It's indeed messy, but I'll figure it out. I mean, look, all components are still working fine. You know, the heavy modular frames are still being made. The computers are still being made. You know, so everything's actually kind of chill. It's just power that's next, but I can probably solve the power issue pretty easily. And then, and coal's not a problem either, because we still have a miner and 3 shards, so that's pretty simple. And again, copper is not a big problem either. That little track is barely moving anything. And the Caterium doesn't look like we actually need a inflowing source, so it's alright. Yeah, there's no like inflowing source we need with Caterium so far. Plus the Caterium's kind of contaminated with copper. Yeah, there's nothing else to talk about. Everything's already, planned ahead. I know what to do today. So, is there anything else to talk about? Hmm. I don't even know what kind of topics there are to talk about. There's nothing happening in real life. It looks like our golden hour should be fine now. And the little dips should be fine. When it comes to the stretching, we might need to just do it at the dip station instead. Oh yeah, and when it comes to the strategy of doing the dips and pull-ups and editing before the final meal seems to actually be a lot more efficient. Yeah, that I figured that out. Actually, no, the only reason is because if we do the dips and pull-ups in the early morning, I'm basically freezing to death. So it makes me do the dips and pull-ups just a tad bit faster. Like my fingers literally go numb and stuff. And especially since the sun rises a bit earlier, my old time of doing the dips and pull-ups would make it so the sun would shine in my eyes. So, and also heat up. Doing pull-ups and dips in the heat sucks. You get way too hot, and you get attacked by mosquitoes. But if you do it early in the morning, like super early in the morning, then it's too cold for the mosquitoes. Let me see the stretching scenario we have. The stretching scenario is actually pretty good. Okay, even though it's golden hour, it's not like the bed. Not bad. It's nothing too annoying today. It's actually not bad. Everyone's got sound barriers on. There's no everyone's got sound barriers, so it's actually not bad. And no one's contesting this place yet. Yet, yet. Could always wipe this thing. There's no point in not checking because it's probably gonna be moisturized, so I'm just gonna wipe it earlier instead of checking it. It's a pretty normal day, right? Pretty normal. Nothing to say, you know. No annoying topics, no problems. Well, I mean, no, there are problems in the satisfactory, but those problems I already talked about this morning. I guess we'll do store videos today, huh? Yeah, probably do a store video today. Then, if that's the case. Okay, well, dips and waters. We're gonna be here for a while. God knows, kind of. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as last week. Last week, literally, a dude came up like right where Deep Blue is. So guaranteed story video today. So wait, all I know is that in Satisfactory, I really need to test out this item called the Awesome Sink. Apparently, it's like a rubbish bin. So technically, I oh that would be really good actually, because the rubbish bin will allow me to sort of anti-clog the train system, kind of. So I actually can add quarters to the train. So if there's too much resources in X, it will filter out into a bin, which allows more resources to come over. Yeah, it really depends. It does really depends, right? Yeah. If if the backside storage is full, then then that's when a priority merger actually comes. Okay, I see. I see some improvements we could do. I see some. I could see where we could. Yeah, I can see. So like, if X conveyor belt stops moving, then the all will split off to somewhere else. Golden hour is very chill. Golden hour is very chill right now. But it's just nothing else to talk about, right? Is there anything in real life to talk about? Don't know. We've been popping off for a few days. We're actually managing to sleep pretty well. We haven't actually been sleepy in like a good amount of time. It's probably because we have been sleeping like an hour or like half an hour earlier recently. So yeah, the sleep is gone. That's good. That problem kind of I mean that problem's easy to solve. And even in Overwatch, we're like on a winning streak as well. So everything's kind of chilling, you know. Don't see any kind of problems. I guess when it comes to the food today, what? When it comes to the food today, we'll be eating fish and rice and spinach. I know. Sounds very exciting, doesn't it? Yeah, I think Satisfactory is one of the first games that we've kind of talked about non-stop. There's always things to do. Well, yeah. It's like yeah. Actually, when it comes to, we talked a lot about Arc, but the thing about Arc is that it gets kind of, I think it's because it got repetitive, kind of. I don't know. We kind of stopped Arc, you know? It was a good run. It was a good run, you know, did, did multiple maps, but the strategy is kind of the same, right? Just build up an army, fight the boss, you know? But I think we just kind of, I don't know, we kind of stopped Arc, huh? Kind of stopped Arc. When it comes to Satisfactory, though, I mean, sure, it's kind of repetitive, but it's kind of like new challenge. I like the challenge, you know? We're not even done yet, so. But I'm gonna definitely finish the game, 100%. We gotta finish it. We already got, yeah. It's a lot of good problem solving. But right now, it's just about power. We already got a really good power system going. If I have the awesome shop set up. No, we're done. I didn't even notice that. Cool. I was wait, what? Had something on my mind. Not really. Pretty much today's a normal day. Gonna probably be doing a lot of satisfactory today. All right, let's go check the weight, and that's about it. Golden hour today's not bad. It's probably because we had nothing to talk about. Couldn't find anything to talk about today. Someone's 67. We're probably 70. Yep, as predicted because we did just eat a lot of food yesterday. Well, the food's the same amount. Like I said, it's just the excretion, which no one talks about except me because it's a weird. Well, not weird, but people think it's weird to talk about excretion. But it's true, you know. That's why weight fluctuates so much. That's why you can't really like determine. As like especially with women. right? When they measure the weight, they're like, oh my god, I gained like 1 kg. It's like, bro, you're only drinking water and food, relax, or something like that. All right, appreciate it.
Yo, look at how foggy the street is, bro. Look at, it's very foggy. It's very foggy this morning. Let's go speeding. Nah, I'm joking. Look, it's like super foggy though, for real, no joke. It's cold as well. Alright, cool, whatever. Lock in. Yo, I got fish. That's only for like not even like 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 week. 2 cans per day. Lock in. The box of fish must be refilled. Huh. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. 3 true sounds in the horror store lock-in. Let's go, let's do it. Sounds in the horror sounds in the house. Interesting. I wear headphones, so I wouldn't know what sounds there are. Only the cameras can pick up whatever there is. And the dog. You know what I mean? By the way, it's been a while since I found some sparkling water. Lock in, hold on. You hear it? Oh, wrong face cam. Boom. Oh, it's all bubbly too. Oh man, we haven't had sparkling water in a minute. You can't really chug it. Mmm. Alright, lock in.
So to start, my family history is very tragic. My parents got into a serious car accident when I was a little kid.
R.I.P.
My dad passed away in the hospital from his injuries.
Damn.
My mom had lasting injuries that still affect her, making it difficult for her to walk. My dad left us the house that my mom and I continued to live in for many years to come. Eventually, my mom started seeing someone when I was around 10, so she'd be out of the house quite
Damn, he lost his father at like 9 and 8. GG.
often. My uncle Steve would often stay at the house for days at a time while she was gone, and I got really close with him. He was my babysitter of sorts for a long time.
Is what it is, right? Father's dead. Mother goes to find someone else to be with. Child's just like, oh, just go with the uncle. Is what it is.
He was always a cool uncle. He'd play catch with me in the yard, he'd take care of our pets, he'd take me to the movies, stuff like that that any kid needs.
Basically,
Memories
your
I
dad.
didn't get to form with my dad, unfortunately.
Is what it is.
As the years went on and I got older, my mom got married to her second husband, and my uncle Steve would come around less and less. By the time I was 16, there was a period where he just didn't come over for months and I didn't hear from him. My mom was comfortable leaving me home alone at this point, so I didn't question it too much, and having the house to myself was always nice as a teenager. My mom would be home a couple nights a week for dinner, but for the most part, she lived with her husband. My mom was always very vague about what happened to my Uncle Steve. I had my suspicions that he was sick or dead, though. It may sound weird that my mom would hide something like that from me, but if you met my mom, you'd get it instantly. Because of what she went through, I think it made her a much more compassionate person that doesn't want to cause any kind of stress or grief toward another person. By the time I turned 18, I was a legal adult and the house was basically mine. My mom would visit occasionally, but she and her husband had already gotten another house together. As an 18-year-old guy having a house to myself,
Hey, 18-year house all to yourself? Yeah, his mom just went with like the next dude, is what it is. is what it is, right? Is what it is. She's just living with the new husband, you know? Son? Yeah, you could just live by yourself. Not surprised if you're gonna have like you're gonna have siblings, dude.
Myself, you could imagine that I wasn't complaining. Yes, I'd have friends over for late nights, yes, I'd have girls over, and yes, I'd often not pick things up off the floor for days at a time. I would miss my Uncle Steve though, as he was the father figure that I grew up with, and there were times where being in a big empty house by myself at such a young age was kind of lonely and depressing. I would numb this feeling off.
Didn't you just say you bring friends and girls over? How can you say you bring them over often and say you're lonely?
Often by, I guess, doing the things I just mentioned, having girls over and late nights with friends. I still had my dog Jojo, the only other life in the house really. He was an
How is that lonely then? You literally got a dog as well. Sounds pretty chill to me.
Australian Shepherd, and at the time of this story, he was 13 years old. He was an old man. He always slept by my side in bed, but one night in January, I remember this because the Christmas tree was still up, I woke up and Jojo wasn't in bed. I got up thinking he was downstairs somewhere and he had to go to the bathroom. I called his name as I walked down the stairs. I didn't hear him, so I walked to the kitchen where the basement stairs and back door were, and I saw him in the dark. He was staring intently down the basement stairs. I usually left that door open because it was a bitch to close. He only moved when he turned his head to look at me for a second, but then he looked right back down the stairs. I stepped to the edge of the stairs and then looked at Jojo and said, "What is it, boy?" His tail started wagging just a bit for a second, then went stiff again. I flicked on the light in the basement and looked down the stairs. Jojo inched closer but didn't bark. I felt a cold shiver run down me as I looked down into the basement. Of all places for your dog to stare down like this, the basement is the worst place. I turned off the light and grabbed Jojo by the collar to bring him upstairs. I shut the door so he couldn't leave again. Was I creeped out? Yes, a little.
Why didn't you just go investigate?
It was unusual behavior for him. I was mainly asking myself what he could have heard. I tried to go back to sleep. At this point, my mind was kind of racing though, and it didn't help that every few minutes or so, I would hear and feel the vibration on the bed as Jojo would look up at the doorway, as if still hearing something from downstairs.
Go check out what the dog's looking at.
I decided I would investigate. I wasn't going to be a mama's boy and text my mom at whatever off hour in the night it was telling her I'm scared. Part of not having a father figure in the house when you're young is becoming a man early on. I went downstairs again.
Shouldn't you be a man earlier if your father's dead? I feel like you'd be more of a man if your father died first, no? Because like there's like you pick up everything straight away. Like, oh yep, my responsibility. Yep, that's mine. That's me. Yep, got it. You know.
And by the time I was at the bottom, I heard Jojo walking down, following me.
Oh,
Jojo
sorry. Sparkling water in my nose. Oh, that was painful. Sorry. My eyes are watering out. I burped, like, it just went in my nose. Now it's, whatever.
Caught up to me and went straight for the basement door again. Then he stopped in the same position as last time. I stopped alongside him and looked down the stairs to the darkness again. I can't believe I did this, but I called down the stairs, saying, "Is someone there?" I flicked on the light when there was no response. I started walking down the steps, each one creaking beneath me. I hated those old steps. You couldn't see into the basement until you were about halfway down the stairs, as the ceiling was low. I was on maybe the third step when I heard the voice. It was my uncle's voice. I knew it right away, all these years later. It was my uncle's voice from somewhere in the basement, saying my name, only it sounded weak, like he was injured. I ran down to the basement as my heart dropped out of me. I got to the bottom, and it was just an empty basement. "Uncle Steve?" I called out. Jojo was still at the top of the stairs looking down at me. He didn't want to come down. I walked further into the basement, and there was nobody there. My heart was beating 100 beats per minute at this moment. I peeked behind the couch and even behind the TV. There was nowhere else for anyone to be besides the laundry room, which was in the corner. I took one look into the corner, and I thought I heard the slightest sound on the other side of the door. That's when something just came over my entire body, where I had to sprint upstairs like a little kid and get out of there. When I got to the top step, I didn't even shut the light. I struggled to just close the basement door and then run upstairs. Poor old Jojo barked the first barks I'd heard from him in months. He followed behind as fast as he could as I went upstairs. First thing I did was lock us in my room. Then I called my mom over and over until she picked up.
Why wouldn't you just call the police first? What's your mom gonna do? But that is... Oh, that's kind of interesting, huh? I mean, you would expect since you're alone in the house, right? You would have security cameras, one. Second, you would have dead bolts in your door, right? So even if someone has a spare key in your house, they can't enter your house without a deadbolt. Ah, man. Is it called a deadbolt? I think we finally got the name, huh? Yeah, we finally got the name right. Door, deadbolts or chains. Door chain. Now, deadbolts aren't actually what I... No, it's not actually deadbolts. It's door chains. Chains. Basically, what these are, if you guys don't know, is even if your door's unlocked, the person can't get in without using a bit more force, right? Like, there's like a more advanced ones as well. Depends, like this one here. There's this one here. There's these ones here. You can get as many as you want. Obviously, if someone really wanted to push in, they could break it. Just depends on the type of door you have, right? But always have some kind of secondary protection on your door, because if someone, picklocks your door, has a spare key, then they'll just enter in no problem. But if you have one of these here, no one can, like, ooh, yeah, like that. That's good. That's a good door. I mean, except for the keypad, because I'm sure that keypad does jack all. But yeah, I mean, basically that's a good image right there. No joke. I'm gonna save the image. Matter of fact, I might save the image so I can show you guys all the time. That is a good image to show. Can I? There you go. Yeah, that's a good image to show. This one, yeah, it's a great image. Oh, now you can see better. Yeah. So I bet the uncle got a spare key, because you did say that you and the uncle spend lots of time in that house, right? So obviously, the uncle has a spare key. Duh. So that means you didn't have a deadlock. So you should get a deadlock regardless of the house. You know? No, you just always have this, right? And I mean, as much as you could say, sure, you should have known what happened to uncle, right? Still, having this would have prevented him from coming inside.
When she did, I was whisper screaming into the phone, telling her someone's down in the basement, and it sounded just like Uncle
See, why would you call your mom first? I don't understand. Call the police?
Steve. In fact, I knew it was Uncle Steve. I told her that Jojo was at the basement door when I woke up, after he obviously heard something too. My mom was surprisingly calm and just let me finish. When I finished, I waited for her to say something in panic or anything, but she just said in a gentle, calm voice that I probably just woke up from a bad dream. I doubled down and swore to her that someone was down there. Even Jojo knew it. I asked her if she thought I would just make that up. This is where she paused for a second, and it's because this was the moment she decided to tell me the truth.
He's
that
dead.
my Uncle Steve got sick with cancer and died years ago, and that's why he stopped coming over. Before she could finish her explanation, I told her it's not possible. He's down in the basement right now. She then stopped me and said, "Listen to me. If someone's in the basement, you need to call the cops right now." So that's what I did. I hung up, dialed 911, and told them of a break-in. Jojo and I waited in my bedroom until there was a knock at the front door, followed by the doorbell. I ran downstairs to let them in and eagerly pointed them to the basement. The basement door was still basically jammed shut like I left it. They told me to wait up there, but I didn't listen. I insisted on going down with them. I reenacted everything as we went down, what I heard, when, and where. Then I showed them where I looked around, and then I pointed to the one spot I didn't check, the laundry room where I heard the sound. They went to open the door, and I showed them the light switch. When the light turned on, there was no one inside. The laundry room looked how it always looked. There was no one hiding in any secret crevices or behind the machines, nothing. It was as void of people as could be before we came in. I knew I was looking crazy right about now. We went back upstairs, and they did a little search of the first floor as well, then the upstairs. The house was as clear as it could be. There was no one there. They were at least pretty level-headed and not demeaning about it, even though they probably thought I was a whack job. They left, and I went back upstairs to call my mom again. She picked up right away, and this is where she finished explaining. My Uncle Steve died years ago, but she didn't want to tell me because she knew I suffered enough loss, and she couldn't bring herself to tell me. So she just played it off like my uncle kinda disappeared, which I yelled at her was infinitely worse, but that also didn't explain my hearing his voice just now in the basement. I calmed down, and then said into the phone, "Mom, I'm scared." She believed what I heard, I know it, and that scared me even more. She tried to convince me everything would be alright, and that my brain was playing tricks on me. I pretended to agree. We hung up, and I pulled Jojo close to me. He was the only thing keeping me from freaking out of my skin that night. I didn't fall asleep for another few hours. For a whole week after that, life in that house was hell. I couldn't go anywhere near that basement door. Jojo wouldn't stare at it anymore, but it was still haunting. I know it was all real because Jojo was reacting to something. Had Jojo not been there, I could have played it off as a late-night hallucination or mind tricks. But no, someone or something was down there. Something that had my uncle's voice. My mom sold that house just a year later.
Ghosts aren't real. He must have had a bad dream. Gotta agree with the mom right there. Gotta agree with the mom right there. Must have been a dream. And for the dog, he must have been in the wind as well. You know, dog probably had a bad dream too. No, that wasn't real. That last story, probably not real. Ghosts aren't real. They're not real. If you had a deadlock, yeah. Okay, well, should we do the next story? Lock in. I'll do the next story. But that was a pretty boring one.
This happened when I was 24 and renting the upstairs of an old house by myself. It wasn't technically an apartment, it was more like the second floor had been turned into its own little living space years ago. There was a bedroom, bathroom, tiny kitchen, and a living room, and the landlord lived out of state, so I almost never saw him. The first floor was empty and had been for months because he was supposedly renovating it before renting it out again. That part always made me a little uneasy because it meant every night I was sleeping above a completely dark, empty floor of the house. Still, the rent was cheap, and I told myself I was being dramatic.
Hey, it is what it is. You're basically security guard. That's why it's so cheap. Basically, the landlord's got a pretty good deal. He could have two tenants. Currently, you know, one tenant's living up there, chilling. Bottom one needs some renovation, but we'll do it later, right? Because the tenant at the top will make sure it's safe, I think. I don't know. That's kind of the original thought, right? Obviously, the landlord isn't living there. He's living somewhere else. He's chilling. It's probably just a slump. Probably just like a random property he's got. Yeah, whatever.
For the first few weeks, nothing happened. Then one night, around 1 in the morning, while I was in bed doom-scrolling, I heard what sounded like a single footstep directly below me.
How can you be doom-scrolling at 24 years old?
Clear that I actually froze and waited for another one. A few seconds later, I heard another. It sounded exactly like someone slowly walking through the first floor living room. I sat up in bed and just listened. I remember thinking maybe it was the house settling, but it didn't sound like that. Old house noises usually had more of a creak or a pop to them. This sounded heavier, like actual weight pressing on floorboards. I stayed still for a long time, then finally convinced myself it had to be nothing. The next day, I checked the first floor on my way out. It was locked. I even opened it and looked inside. The place was empty and dusty, with no furniture except for an old broken table in one room. I felt stupid for being unsettled. The next night, nothing happened. The night after that, it happened again. This time, it started at around 12:30. It was the same thing. Slow footsteps below me. 3 or 4 at a time, then silence, then a few more. It lasted maybe 2 minutes. I muted my TV and stood in the middle of my living room listening down through the floor. I kept telling myself there had to be an explanation. Maybe an animal got in. Maybe pipes somehow sounded like that in this house. But deep down, I knew it sounded like a person moving around. I texted my friend Scott about it, and he made a joke that the downstairs tenant had finally moved in.
Squatters.
Over the next week, it kept happening. It was always late at night and always from downstairs. Sometimes there was footsteps, but once it sounded like a cabinet door shutting. That was the first time I got genuinely scared enough to call the landlord. He sounded annoyed more than concerned. He said no one had keys except him and me, and he was out of state. He told me old homes make weird noises, and said if I was really nervous, I could call the police, but he didn't think there was any reason to. That response actually made me more uncomfortable, because now I felt like if something was wrong, I was on my own.
Oh, yeah,
One
you are on
Friday
your
night,
own.
I was out later than usual and didn't get home until almost 2. The second I stepped into my upstairs apartment, I felt something was off. I don't know how else to explain it. Nothing looked different and the lights were off like I'd left them, but something felt different. I stood for a second listening, and everything was quiet. But then directly below me, I heard a thud. It sounded like something had bumped into a wall or a piece of furniture downstairs. I backed up so fast I almost tripped on the rug. I remember just standing there staring at the floor like I could somehow see through it. Then came more footsteps. I left immediately and sat in my car with the doors locked. I actually called the police that time. 2 officers came and checked the whole first floor and outside of the house. They found nothing. One of them said there was no sign of forced entry and no one inside. He was polite about it, but I could tell they both thought I had gotten worked up over house noises. For the next few days, I kept thinking maybe they were right. Then I started noticing little things. Once, I came home from work and the first floor door was open by maybe an inch. I knew I closed it after the police were there. Another time, I smelled cigarette smoke outside the side of the house near one of the downstairs windows. I don't smoke, and neither do any of my nearby neighbors, at least not from what I knew. Then one night, I heard the footsteps again, only this time.
You know, how many nights does it take you to just like get some kind of security cameras or let your landlord know that, you know, there's possible squatters? Like, how many nights is it gonna be, right? You know, last night I saw someone just chilling by the wall, you know what I mean? You know, last night I saw someone walk in that door, you know? You know, last night I saw someone smoking a cigar inside one of the rooms, you know? You know, last night I saw someone in my room. Hold on. Wait, there's someone there. Bro. If no one's gonna live there, why don't you just like put a security camera there or something? I mean, again, it's not really your house, not your responsibility, but like still, it's like. Also, that must be like a terrible living situation, by the way. If you could hear that little, like if you could hear that much from upstairs, then when you actually get like a real tenant down there, you could basically hear everything they do then, huh? Yeah, I never knew about, or whatever.
They stopped directly beneath my bedroom. I was lying in bed, and it sounded like whoever it was standing still in the room below me. I held my breath and listened. After maybe 10 seconds, I heard a very light tapping sound. 3 taps, then silence. I can't explain the feeling going through my body at that point. It felt like I was being watched in that moment, even though that made no logical sense. I grabbed my phone and texted my friend asking if I could come stay at his place. While I was waiting for him to answer, I heard the tapping again. 3 more taps in the same spot. I left without even changing clothes. The next day, my friend came back with me because I didn't want to be there alone. We checked the whole place and again found nothing, but when we got to the downstairs kitchen, he crouched near one of the lower cabinets and said, "What is that?" There was a cigarette butt jammed way in the back under the cabinet toe kick, almost hidden. It looked fresh. That instantly made everything real for me. Somebody had been in there. At that point, I stopped caring if I sounded paranoid. I called the landlord again and told him exactly what we found. He seemed more concerned this time and said he'd drive over the next day. That night, I stayed somewhere else. When he got there the following afternoon, he called me and said there was nothing obvious, but one of the back windows downstairs didn't lock right. It looked closed, but from outside, it could be forced up enough for a thin person to get in. He said maybe somebody local had figured that out and was using the empty first floor when no one was around. Hearing that made me feel sick. I asked him if he was going to fix it right away, and he said yes, but I'd already decided I was done. What really pushed me over the edge happened that same evening when I went back one last time to get some clothes and my laptop. I was upstairs stuffing things into a duffel bag when I heard a sound come from below that I hadn't heard before. It was a cough, and there was no mistaking it. It came from the first floor hallway. For about 2 seconds, I just stood there digesting what I just heard. Then I grabbed the bag and ran out so fast I left half my stuff there. I called the cops again from my car. This time they actually found evidence someone had been coming in. Near the back window, there were fresh marks and dirt on the sill, and in a closet downstairs, they found an old blanket I had never seen before. I moved out that weekend. Ever since...
Bro, yeah, I told you it's a squatter. Wouldn't you, like, properly check stuff? I don't know, man, just...
then, any sound in the house at night hits me differently.
Bro took too long to find that out. I might just do the whole video, not gonna lie. It's been pretty boring. We'll just do the whole video.
My name is Chris, and this happened when I was 22. I was living in the upstairs of a mother-daughter house owned by our parents, with my older brother Tom living downstairs. The setup was pretty simple. My part of the house upstairs was one big open space for the living room, kitchen, and dining area, then a hallway that led to the bathroom, a spare bedroom I used as a big walk-in closet, and my bedroom at the end. Tom had his own separate entrance downstairs, and we had a door that connected the 2 floors from inside. It worked out well because we had our own space, but could still get to each other if needed.
That sounds G. You know, brother downstairs, brother upstairs. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? All goods. Most safest house in the world. 2 bros. Like that's the safest house, no? 2 bros.
One week, Tom went to Mexico with his fiancée, so I had the whole place to myself. The night in question started completely normal. I got home around 7, threw something on TV, and started cooking dinner. Chicken and rice, something simple that didn't require much attention. I had the TV going in the background, and everything was normal. Around the time I was cleaning up, I thought I heard a noise from downstairs. I'm not sure how to describe it other than just a basic thud. Like it could have came from the wall, on the floor, I don't know. Just a thud. I stopped what I was doing and listened for a bit. I assumed it was something settling or something falling over slightly. The normal assumptions. The downstairs had been empty for a few days already since Tom left. Still, it felt random enough that I muted the TV and stood there for a bit. I didn't hear anything else, but I didn't like the feeling of ignoring it. So I went over to the door that led downstairs, which was already open, and went down to check.
Yeah, check it.
I turned on the lights and walked through every room. His living room, kitchen, bedroom, and bathroom. Everything looked exactly how it should. So I went back upstairs, finished
Did you check the front door? Did you check all the windows? You know? Check that the door's locked. Check that your deadbolts are all locked. Check if the windows are open. Locked. Check the security cameras. Check the driveway. You don't just check the rooms, you check everything else. Fuck.
cleaning, put everything away, and then sat on the couch for a while watching TV. After maybe an hour or so, I got tired and decided to go to bed. It didn't take long for me to start drifting off. Then, out of the blue, I heard music start playing from the living room. It was loud enough to instantly wake me up. It took me a second to even process what I was hearing. It was coming from my Amazon Alexa on the counter in the kitchen area. The song itself was some kind of slow instrumental song I had never heard before. It had a sort of dark vibe to it. I yelled Alexa stop from my bed a couple times, but it didn't.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Someone's trolling you. GG. They come to get you. I don't know. Oh, Alexa, stop the music, man. Stop the music. Alexa, stop the... Shut up. Just go and turn it off.
Respond. I got more annoyed than anything and got out of bed, went into the hallway, and said, Alexa, stop, louder. The music shut off right away. I looked at it for a second, pretty much knowing it was likely just a glitch.
Cap.
I went back into my room and got back into bed. A few minutes later, just as I was starting to fall asleep again, I heard the Alexa say, sorry, I didn't quite get that.
I'm having trouble understanding.
I got up again, walked into the living room, and unplugged it from the wall completely. I remember thinking that would be the end of it. Clearly that confirmed the thing was glitching out. I went back to my room.
Check the rest of your house.
And this time I fell asleep pretty quickly. I don't know how much time passed, but I woke up suddenly to loud music again. It took me a second to even understand what was happening because I was still half asleep. Then it hit me. The music was coming from the living room again. I shot out of bed immediately because I remember unplugging the Alexa. There was no way it should have been on. I walked down the hallway slower this time. I didn't know what I was expecting to see, but I felt very uncomfortable now. I called out, Alexa, stop, as I got closer, and the music shut off instantly. I then looked at the counter. The Alexa was plugged back into the wall. I just stood there staring at it for a few seconds. You would too if you were in the same situation. I knew without a doubt I unplugged it, unless I sleepwalked and plugged it back in. I remember pulling the cord out myself. There was no doubt about that. That's when that feeling in your stomach that something's really wrong.
Someone's in your house.
I didn't check anything else because I was too scared.
Someone's in your house.
I turned and went straight back to my room and locked the door. Thank God it had a lock. I grabbed my phone and texted Tom asking if he came back early and was messing with me. But as I was typing, I saw at the top of the screen under his name, it said, Location Mexico. If this didn't already seem weird, now this felt straight up like a nightmare. I pulled the chair over to the door so I could sit and listen for anything on the other side. I didn't hear anything at first. Everything was completely quiet. I stayed like that for probably 10 minutes with my ear up on the door. Then I heard something.
By the way, if you have an Alexa at home, shouldn't you be smart enough to have a security camera then? You know, if you're willing to put an Alexa in your room, then you might as well put security cameras.
That I will never forget. From out in the living room, I heard a whisper. It was quiet, but clear enough to understand what it was. It said, Alexa, play, and then something I couldn't make out. My entire body went numb.
GG.
It was like all the weight dropped out of me at once. Before I could react, the Alexa responded, and music started blasting again from the living room.
Yo, that guy's a psychopath or something. He likes to troll his food. He's trolling his victims. GG.
I don't think I've ever felt that kind of dreadful fear before. I grabbed my phone and called 911, but instead of being quiet about it, I just started yelling that I was calling 911 and telling whoever was out there to get the F out. I don't know why I did that. I think I just panicked. I was 22, scared, and defenseless. My first priority...
22, defenseless? Hold on now. Buddy, you're 22 years old. You ain't no child. Scrap. Get the gun. I don't know. Get the gun. Get the... You know. Yeah.
Wasn't getting this person arrested, rather just getting them out. The music was so loud I couldn't hear anything else. I had no idea if the person was still out there or not. The operator answered, and I told them someone was in my house. When the song finally ended, I yelled, Alexa, stop, again from inside my room. It worked. The cops showed up a few minutes later. I stayed in my room until they were inside and calling my name. When I came out, I explained everything as best I could. They checked the entire upstairs and then went downstairs too. After a few minutes, they came back and said there was no one in the house. I don't know if that made me feel good or bad. Good on one hand that the danger was gone. Bad on the other that they got away. One of them told me that my front door was wide open when they got there. That front door was without a doubt locked, at the very least closed. That meant whoever it was had left through there.
What do you mean at the very most closed? It should be locked. It should be locked. Like this. You know? Should be locked. Should be locked.
But it didn't explain how they got in. The officers eventually left after telling me to call again if anything else happened. I locked the front door, locked the door to the downstairs, and didn't sleep much the rest of that night. The next day, I couldn't stop thinking about something. The downstairs apartment had been empty for days while Tom was gone. There was a part of me that couldn't shake the idea that someone might have been staying down there and just came upstairs that night to harass me and scare me. That thought bothered me more than anything else that actually happened, so I stayed at a friend's place the next night. When Tom got back 2 days later, I had already told him everything. We went through both parts of the house again and didn't find anything obvious missing or out of place. My brother only believed me because I showed him proof of the police having come there. Otherwise, he'd have thought it was a joke to scare him. The first thing we did was install cameras around the house.
Smart. You finally installed cameras.
Front, back, and inside by both doors.
Yep.
Nothing like that happened after that.
Yep, obviously.
Eventually, our parents made us get our own apartment so they could rent that house out for extra income.
Our parents, man. Nah, I'm joking. Nah, that's our parents, so what? Nah. If you were parents, why would you depends on the really depends on the context, right? But rather than forcing your children to pay rent to another landlord, have them combine together and then make them the landlord so then they can continue growing property. That's kind of the things for Asians as well, by the way. It's like, you wouldn't really go to another house to pay someone. It's like an Asian, right? You kick out your sons and daughters, and then they go live in another house, and guess who they're paying? They're paying another Asian, another landlord Asian. So it's like, why would we do that when we just combine the property assets and then rent it out to another Asian that will give us money? You know? It's kind of like that. Of course, I'm just being stereotypical here about Asians, right? Because obviously, if you're gonna rent out a house, the landlord's most likely an Asian, you know, or like a white, yeah, you know, so something like that. That's also the same thing in Islam or Muslims. They do the same thing. 9 sons in one house, chilling, and then the 9 sons, they don't pay another landlord for income because it's their father's house, and then they collect everything and then invest into a property, and then now that 9 brothers have a property to rent out to other people to get money in. You know what I mean? Something like that. Something like that. Is property even real? Property is property is not for Gen Z. No, nowhere near for Gen Z. It's for the older generation, because older generation could buy a lot of property when they were young, when it was cheaper, before money went up. Yeah, basically food, apartment, water, something like that. Entertainment, you know. What else is on YouTube, anyways? That was kind of mid. Not gonna lie. Am I the bad guy? Well, it depends on the context. I married my best friend's dad, and now we're pregnant with triplets. Thinking about the time I broke no contact to yell at my ex because my grandma said he would not stop messaging me. Turns out he was just posting on his Instagram, and she thought. Horrors on the North Korean internet.
Caudal pseudoephedrine range provides.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? I don't know if it, how do I know it's real? Lock in 40 minutes. I'm not doing that.
By all metrics, Best Life Thrift is your everyday average tick innocence. She's
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I heard you guys had like Hurricane George.
would ultimately end up with multi-year-long prison sentences. While some of these facilitators have been caught and put behind bars,
Is there anything good? I've never seen China this angry. Depends on the ecosystem. Life of the luxury entities you cannot survive. Tommy?
Tommy is one of the most disturbing entities in life of luxury. Framed by law.
That's just a YouTube series that it's just like a show. Will she cheat? War dogs. It's nothing good. Baby doll, that's a decent. How's that 26 minutes though? Overnight at Bunnings challenge. Qualifying. April, June climate outlook. 34 minutes. Missing for 13 years. Urban legends that turned out to be true. Caught my own car accident on camera. No one found out. Nothing good. Nothing good. Nothing interesting. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I followed a missing person post to an abandoned military bunker. I shouldn't have gone inside. Living with roommates. The CIA removed this website. There's nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Okay, let's see. We'll go like 1 more minute of scrolling. Nah, I'm probably not gonna do anymore. How Michael Jackson turned a monster. I don't even know any of these stuff, bro. It's not my ecosystem. Except for Mr. Nightmare, he's the GOAT. Unfortunately, those 3 stories we just listened to were not that good, to be honest. Nothing too valuable except just a dead bolt door. You know, is what it is. There's nothing else. I almost. I can't take these thumbnails seriously, right? I almost died, and then they got like a smiley face in there. Yeah, I don't know. Weekly vlog. Billie Eilish. Hey, he's done the same thing as me. Haha, you gay. There really is just nothing on here, huh? There is nothing on here. What other YouTuber do I want to check? How's my goat Markiplier doing? I haven't seen him in a while. What's he up to? What is he up to now these days? He made like a movie, right? Lands Beyond. He's playing Baby Steps. Soap Killer. An IQ test. Resident Evil. What is Jacksepticeye up to? What's he up to now these days? I'm making a Bloodborne movie. So he's making a movie too? A game about picking up leaves, scary games. Okay, he's basically doing the same thing as... Yeah, I mean, they're both like brothers, basically. How's the man PewDiePie doing? What's he up to now these days? He got a kid last time I knew. Never been this disappointed. How old is his son now? How old is his son? His son's actually grown up a hell of a lot now. I don't even know how old his son is now. I wonder when he's gonna get the next one. Probably soon or something. I don't know. The goat. His oldest videos are actually crazy though. There's literally him and like Markiplier playing with each other's nipples. I'm not even joking, that's real. I think it's this video here. No? Did I delete the video? It was with all 3 of them. The goats, Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. Oh, who's more likely to? Yeah, they were literally... If you literally skip near the end, they literally play for each other's nipples.
I think I found it.
I'm just...
Sometime.
I swear, I'm gonna play it just because I want to prove myself I'm not crazy. Literally, like 30 million... I remember I saw this video when I was younger. They're just playing for each other's nipples, though. Hey, if you're sensitive about nipples, don't continue watching. But we're about to look at some nipples here. Can't believe I'm saying that. Look. What did I say? Like, I don't know. That was 9 years ago. They're literally playing with his, like, they put the milk sucking thing on his They're kind of weird, huh? Now I think about it, that was like 9 years ago too.
Is that good? No. Okay, so in case you...
Damn, they're old. 9 years ago. Who? Hold on, test my radar. Now I want to test my radar. Hold on, let's lock in.
I'm Aiden, and I...
Lock in. Let's see if my Gaydar's right. It's been a while since I tested it out.
If I say like the word prep to
He's
you,
gay.
what are
He's
you
gay.
thinking about? Like prepping food or like a medication
I
maybe?
think of debate because I was on a debate team, and
So
yeah,
prep
that's
for debate.
Prep for
That's
debate.
what we meant by that question.
What's your favorite Lady Gaga song?
Pass.
What do you mean pass on Lady Gaga?
We're
Like,
ready.
pass as
Yeah,
like
we're
you I don't
ready.
like her or like pass like...
Aiden, we think you are straight.
Are you positive? I'm positive. Okay. Yeah, we think you're straight too.
I'm Aiden, and
He's
I
gay. His voice sounds gay.
am straight.
Okay, so...
Nuts. Okay, I failed that one. Hey, his voice sounded a bit sus. Next one, lock in.
Yes.
Your hair roots.
Next one, lock in.
Yeah.
Lock in. We got lock in here for no joke.
We think you're straight.
My name is Kai, and I am straight.
Straight.
I didn't even get a chance. Next one, lock in.
You guys are doing
Lock in.
Chalamet's crazy. Okay, we have a little. You got a Funko Pop? Who is that character?
He's from Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Can you say your name too? Oh, my name's Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Earrings?
I love Alfredo pasta.
What kind of car do you drive?
Toyota Camry, 2009.
He knew the year. I don't be knowing.
Wait, do you have siblings?
Yeah,
Are you the youngest, oldest?
youngest.
You're the youngest.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many brothers do you have?
2.
Because the youngest brother is statistically more likely to be gay.
What the
Okay, what's your hair product? What's your hair routine? Yeah, what's your nothing.
You look straight to me. Lock in.
Barca.
I'm locking in straight.
Alfredo.
I'm locking in straight.
And I'm straight.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Next one. What is this? Oh, this is an ad.
Hi, my name's Steven.
What's your name?
That's a deep voice.
I'll take a shot of
Tito.
Tito. Where's this sweater from? I love it.
I have no idea. You want to check?
Go check, girl.
I'm gonna check.
Get your
Go check. I got my answer.
It is from
I got my answer.
ASOS.
ASOS. Wait, okay, what's your favorite soup? Soup?
Listen.
Okay.
Like ramen. Or like a tortilla soup.
Ramen or tortilla soup?
I'm not a soup guy.
Cam locks.
You guys want to go first?
Yeah. Yeah. We think you are gay.
Gay.
We also think you're gay.
Yes.
My name's Tito and
He's gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text me.
I get a chance. Okay, next one. I stop skipping.
Okay, let's hear the name.
my name is Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. What are your tattoos?
It's like a way of saying we should just be grateful to be here.
The first word is
I don't know.
we are going to die.
My radar is saying
And
he's
that
just
makes us
chill.
Do you use any workout supplements, like protein powder or anything like that?
Yeah, protein.
Like creatine also?
Protein,
Yeah.
creatine,
Okay.
collagen.
No, not really collagen.
No collagen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
What's
Okay.
your hair routine?
Get
Who the hell cares about hair routine?
a shower, throw in some pomade.
Are we doing like a 2-in-1 shampoo moment?
No, I do shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, cool.
He must be gay, right? What kind of man uses conditioner? All in one bar. She's a bar. Done.
Did you do theater or band?
I did some theater.
Okay. Were you behind the scenes or on the stage?
Both.
Do you grill ever?
Yes.
He's straight.
I'm calling gay.
Okay.
What man is grilling? And what game man is grilling?
I'm calling gay. I'm
Yeah,
locking.
we think you're straight too.
He must be
but
gay.
hope that you're gay.
You never know.
It's our dream
But-
that you're gay. It's our dream.
If I saw him just in public, he looks straight to me, but something tells me he's gay.
My dream.
My name is Daniel and I am gay.
I fucking knew it. I knew something was up with them, man. I knew it. Once I heard the conditioner, I was like, ain't nobody does conditioner. No man does that. Got one right, finally.
Have you been in
Oh, next one.
I love you. It's okay. I love
I have to go with the guy.
Got this, my Gaydar. No joke.
Hi.
I'm Riley.
What was your name?
Riley?
Riley.
Also gay.
Riley.
Yes. You are Riley and you are
First
gay.
name Riley, last name gay.
What sport do you watch or keep up with?
Basketball.
Okay, who's your favorite What's your team?
Warriors.
Rawr.
Are you currently in a relationship?
No.
Have you been in a relationship?
Yes.
How many?
4.
Do you want to get married one day?
Yes.
Do you want children?
Yes.
He's
How
straight.
often do you get a haircut?
We're like rapid firing these questions.
Straight. What kind of guy? Straight, obviously.
Okay.
Linen.
There's no way he's gay.
Okay.
Do you like?
How can you say you want to be married and have kids and not be gay? I mean, be straight.
Are you?
I'm Riley and I'm straight.
Yeah.
I knew it. He wouldn't be gay if he wanted kids.
Anthony.
Very nice. Ooh. Very nice to meet you. Hi.
Why is leg hair like that?
Okay, I
shirt.
gotta address the elephant in the room. What's going on?
This is my 4th of July shirt, so I only get to wear it once a year, so I wanted to wear it out.
So, explain the correlation.
well, look, red, white, and blue.
Oh.
Right.
That's very creative.
Yes.
Love that.
That's a word I would use.
Everything, I think, because I'm new here, so
But like one specific thing that makes you the happiest.
drinking
Okay.
We see each other.
What's your drink? What's your drink of choice?
Corona.
I would say lesbian then.
You don't like cranberry vodka sugar plum 3000 salted sugar rim?
What the fuck is going
Who's
on?
this girl?
I wouldn't know. I couldn't guess. If I saw him pop up, I'd be like, what?
But, like, I moved in with roommates I met on a dating show, actually.
On a dating show.
Dating show.
On Nectar, actually. I moved in with people from Nectar.
What color are your bed sheets?
I just got sheets, actually, this week.
Oh.
So-
Just got sheets this week?
Yeah.
What were you sleeping
on before.
You just gave yourself
Mattress.
Oh, just sleeping on the mattress. And what color are the sheets?
Black.
Yeah. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Straight.
Yep.
Yeah. Got you.
Okay, knew it. Okay, whatever. Next.
Fireworks, and then we went to the club after.
The club.
Mm-hmm.
The club. What club? What you know about the Abbey?
It was in Arizona.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you watch Glee growing up?
No.
Okay.
What is your favorite show?
He's got earrings.
Right now I'm watching Scandal.
Scandal.
What the fuck is Scandal?
Did you grow up watching WWE?
I did.
One more question.
What are your thoughts on the Brat album?
The who?
Brat.
Oh.
Charlie XCX. Brat.
No.
Brat Summer.
No.
Who?
Addison Rae.
No.
Chuck
Who?
Brown.
What the fuck? Even I don't know. He must be straight. He must be.
Homosexual.
He must be straight.
We think you are gay.
He must be straight.
My name is Jacob, and I am straight up gay.
Okay.
What? The? How? I should have known. I was listening probably. I just did it based on first looks.
Wait, what's your name, by the way?
Seth.
Seth.
Yes.
What's your ethnicity?
Black.
Okay. No diaspora.
I'm Jamaican.
American?
Jamaican. Yeah.
Straight.
Straight up.
He's straight.
Howdy.
Straight.
I like to spar with my roommates.
Spar?
Yes.
What kind of fighting with like swords?
You look. You have okay.
Gay. What? He's gay.
I'm there. Diego.
You're here. Gay.
Homosexual.
You're gay.
He has to be gay, right?
You're gay. You're gay.
You're gay.
There.
And you're gay.
Was he gay or what?
No, so bad with.
I'm so glad you were here.
That tattoo gave it away. He was gay. Who? What kind of man will put a tattoo on their ass?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. What's your name?
Diego.
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 So cute.
I love your watch. I love your watch. What do you do for work?
I'm a pre-production intern.
Okay, love.
So how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. Down me up really quick. It's pretty good. That's really good, actually.
No.
No,
There
do
wasn't
it.
the shoulder.
Do it.
Wasn't
No,
in
do
it.
it. That
The
was on
shoulder.
me.
My hands
That
are
was
sweaty.
me.
I'm so sorry.
Mine too.
It's pretty good.
Fuck, I can't tell.
Shoulder's not. Guys are.
From just first looks, he looks normal.
Right. No exfoliator.
Oh.
We said no exfoliator.
That's a sister.
Do you trim?
No.
Gay.
We think you're
We
gay.
think you're gay too. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, don't. Why is he? Everybody's supposed to rush off.
Hey, have every single one of that guy's number just.
I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever watched Drag Race before?
A couple of times at parties.
Okay.
Okay, at parties.
What's your tattoo up here?
This is a lyric from Tick Tick Boom.
Tick tick boom.
Straight.
Right.
What is Tick Tick
right.
Boom?
Isn't that
What the fuck is Tick Tick Boom?
Wait, is being bald a choice or did you have to be bald?
I mean,
Gay.
I don't have great. Next day, I shaved it completely.
Okay.
First
How
date.
hot is it in the room? He's sweating.
Or Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Favorite music.
You say you're gay.
Oh my God.
We think you're straight. Dang. Dang. We're all.
We don't even know who's. What? Is this random or what?
Okay.
Oh, reveal time.
Okay. Come on.
Oh,
So you guys
this guy was gay.
said gay.
Yeah.
He's
You guys
gay.
said gay. And I am gay.
Okay, I knew it. Lock in.
Thank you.
This guy is straight.
I am Diego, and I am straight.
Thought so.
I'm in that seat like.
Lock in.
Comfortable. Gay because the actually
Lock in.
like
Lock in. Lock in. Next one. Gay. Gay.
My name is Chet,
He's gay. He's gay. He's
and
gay.
I'm straight.
Fuck. Nah, he's gay. How is that gay? How? There's no way that meant.
Period.
Sorry.
I swear it was gay. Okay. I don't know what the point of that video was. I don't know, but we're gonna go to Satisfactory now. I don't know what that was. Just wanted to test out my Gaydar. Did I do good? I don't even know. Lock in.